Well, it's Halloween, and Halloween's definitely, obviously, one of those holidays where you watch specific movies, horror movies, this time of year, just like you watch Christmas movies around Christmas time. I have my own Thanksgiving movies and my own, whatever movies. There's certain movies that, like horror movies, easily one of my favorite genres. So I'm not going to specifically only watch those during the month of October. But there are certain movies that I will watch pretty much only in October, just because, they just kind of belong being watched during that time. So as far as movies that I watch pretty much every October, there is a select few that is that, it's pretty much a yearly thing. And the movie I'm talking about today that I just got done watching a couple weeks ago, just to because I couldn't wait to watch it. But it's Ernest Scared Stupid, and this is first of all, this Blu-ray is like out of print, which is kind of crazy because it's basic. It's a disc. It's your simple cover. There's no special features. I don't even know if there's a trailer or anything on here. It's bare bones as basically as you can get a basic stereo audio option. It's kind of it goes for a lot online, and I think that definitely has a lot to do with the movie itself. It's not just some throwaway movie that people want to have because, it's out of print, let's go ahead and get it. And I think there's a lot to be said about the quality of the movie. And that's kind of funny when you talk about an Ernest movie. And for those not knowing too much about Ernest, Jim Varney, the actor, I don't know that much about him myself. He starred in a handful of Ernest movies, Saves Christmas, Goes to Jail, things like that. And he had like a TV show. I know he started in commercials. He was very talented because from what I know, he made it himself based on his talents, and especially this Ernest character that he made. He's done several things. Obviously one of his biggest roles is from Toy Story, but he was great in the Beverly Hillbillies. That sounds weird. But yeah, he was great in that. So he was not just some character, but when it does come to the character of Ernest, it's a really fun one. You watch this movie, and like the others that he's done, there's not movies like it. The way that a scene will almost go on pause for him to bust out different characters or just do weird things. Like in this one, there's the big showdown, and Ernest is doing things that you're like, in any other movie, you'd be like, what is this character doing? Why are they stalling? What is going on here? But it's totally acceptable in this because, it's just, it's obvious that it wants to be, as the cover says, wacky. And that's what it's all about. But when you break it down to a film itself, it's actually more than, the nostalgia that I had for it. This is one that I had on, I think it was a taped from TV VHS. I would watch a lot as a kid. So I kind of grew up with it, and not sure exactly how much that has on how much I like the movie. But I can tell you, as an adult, even looking back at it, it's not a straight up kids movie. I think adults can find a lot to enjoy with this. Is it fantastic filmmaking? No, but not one single line of dialogue or scene outstays its welcome. It's quickly paced. It's actually kind of hilarious. There's quotable lines all over the place. All the actors do a really good job, especially the kids, who are very natural with their line delivery. It's actually, for what it is, I dare say it cannot be any better made. Does it need to have like outstanding cinematography or anything. I think those things would hamper the movie itself. The movie needs to let Jim Varney be Ernest, and it needs to let all the wonderful little costumes, the trolls, those need to stand out, and they look great. The animatronics, I know that they're reused props from a Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but it's all very well done in this one for exactly for what they're doing. So it definitely works on every single level. Is it meant to be a horror movie? I think it's only a horror movie for little kids. They would have to be able to. I think really little kids would take a look at some of the troll scenes and things like that, and a couple of the darker, heavier scenes, and it might creep them out a little bit. But this is definitely not trying to be anything horrific other than the basic tale of kids getting turned into little wooden dolls so that a troll can, funny enough, put those wooden dolls inside a tree so that Brussels sprouts grow, which contain neutrals. So as crazy as the concept of that is, it's mostly about the feeling of Halloween, having some laughs, having some great practical effects. The dog, Remshot, he is his own character. The crazy town mayor, his bully kids, the Andy Griffith almost father, old lady Hackmore, a real standout in this. What is her name? I know it. I could read that and then forget it 10 seconds later on, like I do most things lots of the times. But Eartha Kitt, great character as well. She could be one of those characters in any other movie that just would come off just wacky and kind of like the person in town that no one likes, just kind of estranged from public and everything, but be a character that's kind of pops up, gives some explanation of what's going on, and then is out of the movie or something like that. No, she is a main character in this. She's more than just a driving force to be able to lay down some exposition. Strangely enough, it's a movie that works on just, everything you look at, everything that you could try to dissect, and unless you just want to be negatively harsh on the movie for some reason. If for some reason you just do not want to like it, sure, you can pick it apart. But to me, as someone who has liked it, seemingly forever, I try to dissect it each time I watch it, and somehow it gets better and better. And I do look at the movie with a critical eye, and even if it was not a very good movie, I would be honest with myself and say, yeah, this was bad, this was terrible, this didn't work. I like it for nostalgic purposes, but I would always know the flaws and be able to understand why maybe people who don't have nostalgia love for something, I could understand why they would not like something. But with this case, I would not see how anyone could not like it unless they're just choosing to be very negative for whatever reason. It's meant to be fun, and it totally excels. The only mistake, if I had to try to pick one fault with the movie, it's not even something to be upset about. It's just obviously they had a contraption set up to, what was it, like a big hammer or a sledgehammer. Obviously they have a contraption for it to fly through the air, hit the back glass of a car, and have the glass shatter. Duh, they had the glass shatter a split second before the hammer hit. And so, yeah, it's a mistake in the movie. Obviously, they didn't care to dwell on it, having it in the movie. Who cares? So if I had to be extremely picky, I would say, yeah, that's a mistake. But really, other than that, great production design. I cannot say enough about this movie. Try to find it if you can. Try. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know if it's streaming or not, but it's a great Halloween movie for adults, family, kids alike. It comes with my highest recommendation for this year. And every year I'll be talking about Halloween movies, especially ones that I watch every Halloween. I really got to big up to kind of build my channel as naturally as possible before I start talking about some huge movies like obviously Halloween. But hopefully this reaches enough people who have not seen it to maybe to give it a chance and have a really fun time. But I'll catch you on the next one.